Hey everybody, Random Rodney here, and today we're going to change the oil on a 2017 Hyundai Sonata Sport. I'll walk you step by step through the process. Let's get started. Alright, so the first step is to get the car up off the ground and on jack stands so that it's safe to work under the car. The next step is to remove these 7 bolts holding the cover, and you use a 10mm socket to do that. So we'll start over here and save this one for last because it comes down from there. Now, once you've got that removed, you need a number 17 socket. So move these 7 bolts out of the way. Pull your oil drain pan over here and remove. Sometimes it's a little tight. So once you've broke it free, you put that down. Make sure you're lined up because you don't want oil all over your garage floor. And you turn the oil drain plug and you let it drain. So we're going to move the pan over to where it is underneath the oil filter as well. The oil filter is right here. Very easy to get to. Use one of these oil filter wrenches. Also can be pretty tight sometimes. And there. And so now I want to make sure that we're underneath it again. This. Last thing we want is oil all over the garage floor. And I highly recommend these shop towels and a Mobil 1 extended performance. Good for up to 20,000 miles. Oil filter is what we're gonna put in the Sonata. That way you only have to change the oil once a year. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our oil filter. We're gonna open it up. And there's a ring around the oil filter here. It's a rubber gasket. And you want to lubricate that with a little bit of the new clean oil. So I dipped my finger in the oil jug, and now I'm running it around the top of the seal so that it's got some nice lubrication there. And I just put the lid back on the jug because I'm clumsy and have kicked it over before. So don't do that. So now we screw in the new oil filter. And you just want to go hand tight. And if your hands are sweaty because it's already 90 degrees at 8 o'clock in the morning, because this is Texas in the summertime, use one of them shop towels that I talked about to get it good and snug. Like I said, hand tight. All right. We're good here as well. So I'm gonna take my towel or oil drain plug. Get it started with your hand. Make sure that it goes in nice and easy. You don't want to cross thread this bolt. All kinds of trouble will come from that. Grab your 17mm socket. Get it nice and tight. And then slide your oil pan and reverse the procedure. This time starting with the bolt at the bottom, the rear, I should say. And just get them all started with your hands, because they're just screwing into plastic. And as we all know, plastic in Texas can be brittle due to our heat. Plus it sits underneath a hot engine, so you don't want to tighten them too much because they'll strip out pretty easy. And then get your 10mm socket and give it a little snug. All right, and we're done under the car. Remove everything out from underneath the car and gently slide your little drain pan out from under the car as well. And all right, so now you're gonna need a funnel, your oil, which again, I use the Mobil 1 Annual Protection 5W30. That's what was in it for the last year. It has been an incredible oil. I haven't had any issues at all. I highly recommend it. It is a little bit more expensive than conventional oil, but it works. It lasts an entire year. So when you think about the cost savings of having to change your oil 4 times a year versus 1 time a year, it's a good decision to make. And it's a full synthetic. So you remove your cover, your oil cap, place your funnel in there, and then carefully, you don't want to spill it all over the engine, start to pour. Liquid gold. Replace your oil filler cap. And the oil change is now done. Now, for a bonus, I'm also going to show you how to change the air filter and the cabin air filter on this 2017 Sonata Sport. So the cabin air, or the air filter is right here. All you do is pull that open like so and slide out the old air filter. That's dirty. Time to be cleaned out. Yes. And although I highly recommend K&N air filters for your automobile, I haven't been able to locate one just yet for this car. So we'll just use the STP filter for now. Okay, so the STP air filter has these little tabs that you have to turn down. And then you slide it into place and then turn the tabs back up. And then you replace the cover. And just like that, we have replaced the air filter. All right, so the next up, we're going to replace the cabin air filter. But before we do that, we're going to do a cleanup. So I'll be back in a minute. All right, so now we've got to empty the oil drain pan back into the container so that we can take it back to the auto store and recycle it properly. So this requires a helper. So my helper is going to hold the funnel and the bottle still while I pour back into the bottle. And your helper holds the funnel and the bottle still, so again, you don't get oil all over the place, because it will, if you try it by yourself, make a mess. Alright. Is that everything? Put your lid back on your oil pan, oil drain pan. Yes, thank you, helper. You can go. And now you're ready to take it back to the store to recycle it. Okay, so the last step in changing the oil is actually inside the cabin, where you reset the service interval for the car. Push this button here on the steering wheel to go to the wrench, and as you can see there, it says service in 4,004 miles or 3 days. So just hold the OK button to reset it, and since I had already programmed it for the 20,000 miles or 365 days, nothing else is needed. Now if you need to change it, you go over here to the gear and you scroll down to the service interval and you hit OK, and you change the mileage there, and you change the months there, and make sure it's checked so that service interval actually occurs. So again, now we're at 20,000 miles, 365 days. It's been reset. So I won't be changing the oil again until this car hits 52,000 miles. All right, so now we're going to do the cabin air filter, and it's inside here in the glove box. Now this is real simple. It doesn't take any tools at all. So you just turn this knob counterclockwise and it comes out. And there's one on this side too. And then there's this little guy down here. And all the stuff in the glove box is supposed to fall out, just like so. You should probably remove that first. And then inside here is a little door. Remove the door and there's your air filter. Now this has the stock filter in it, so this airflow is going down, so you want to make note of that. And if you want to replace it with the stock air filter, then here's the number for the Hyundai and the Kia and the Denso part number as well. But since it's just an air filter, we don't have to go OEM. All right, again, the airflow was going down. So you just place the new one in there. Put the door back on. Pop that back into place. Line it back up. Like so. Yeah, there we go. They're all back in place. And this concludes our video. Thanks for watching.